These things worked out great for getting in here and latching on to those square tin bracketed hardware. You can find that on the Jeeps. Even though this is a Mitsubishi Raider, it's pretty much a Jeep, right? So yeah, I was able to hold on to that and then run out the fastener, which saved the hardware. See, now this one I don't know that I'm gonna be able to get in there. But look, you can see what it's doing. Just splaying the tin out. Absolutely worst design hardware for exhausts ever. Yeah, so for at least that one, I'm gonna have to just cut it. So no other way around it. Makita, baby. Somebody had a wager on me not using this slide hammer ever, or possibly for a year, and I've already found a situation I needed it for, so that's pretty cool because it's been less than a year. Ta-da! Yay. Thank you. All right, the Mitsubishi Raider is all done, right? Transmission swap is complete. We're getting ready to head on back to the house for some beer and bullshit. Had a couple of questions from subscribers. We're just gonna go ahead and talk about it a little bit further. So we'll see you guys in a minute. All right, so we're back at the garage. I picked a few things up from MATCO Tools today, and we're gonna answer Gunny's question. First, let's dive into the MATCO tools that I picked up. I've been wanting these things for the last couple weeks after seeing them on the MATCO tool truck. Not exactly sure who makes them, but phenomenal idea. But I did pick up, now this is part number Delta Bravo 29 Hotel Sierra Romeo Golf. It is the Hyper Step Drive MATCO drill bits, and here's what they look like. These things are pretty wicked, man. I mean, they got a nice step to them. They're supposed to be as strong as cobalt, but they have like a little stepper bit before it gets to the actual drill bit size, which is great because in certain situations where you might want a pilot bit, this is going to help you to not only start the hole, but it has the teeth to dig into it and of course cut the metal out. Hopefully that prevents early dulling of drill bits. Now I have another drill bit set here that is the Turbo Max, and I've had these for a handful of years. If I had to take a guess, I'd say for at least 3 or 4 years now. Those things have been great, but they're not as strong as the Cobalt. I've been wanting to get Cobalt drill bits. I've kind of put it off. I think Irwin makes a great product for Cobalt. If you cannot find them at Home Depot or Lowe's, make sure to check the Amazon affiliate link down in the description. But these Hyperstep bits, that's like new technology. And as I was telling Matt, this is going to be made more for like hard metal. The Turbo Max ones that I got, that's going to be for like your aluminum and stuff like that. And then you can still use them for plastic if you want. I would recommend the black oxide for more plastic driven components. So if you're drilling out plastic rivets on Chrysler products, go with the black oxide. You can't go wrong there. But as you use the drill bit, the more and more you use it, obviously the faster and faster it's going to wear out. So if you can have 3 different sets, you know, one for plastic, one for softer metal, and then one for the hard metal. You're going to prolong the life of those drill bits. At any rate, I also picked up the 7-piece Torx bit set. It is a hex drive adapted, so that means I can put it on my do wall, and I can run out fasteners and still have a little bit of a universal angle to it, which is awesome, dude. I mean, I already have a little adapter for 1/4 inch going to another extension, going to the actual Torx bit socket itself, but to have it in all-in-one and in a decent length, yeah, I was pretty happy to pick these up as well. So I picked these up to give it a little go-ski. Maybe it works out well for me. There are certain things like the inner fender liners, tail lights, headlights, and even like going over your throttle bodies and even certain intakes. I think these things are going to come in handy. We're going to try them out and see what happens. It's got an impact rated bit towards the end of it too, so obviously you can put it under the gun. The last item I picked up that I will receive today, I got 2 items on order, but was this elongated hook and pick set. Now I got this pick set. See, I have a snap-on one, but I've worn a couple of them out, and I'm still waiting to see if I can warranty one of them out. But these had longer tips as far as the 90-degree. It had a deeper hook, and it wasn't a full hook. It was kind of like a half hook, so I think that's going to come in handy, especially for loosening up vacuum lines and things like that. But I needed another long pick set and something that I can actually use that's going to be heavy duty. I kind of wore that snap-on one out. I know it's weird to say that you wore out a pick set, but I did. So I'll see if I can't get that warrantied out from Garrett. A couple of the other items I don't have right now, I did order out of the MATCO catalog. It was out in the truck. At any rate, they have some hot promos for the month of January. They have the straight and the 90-degree angle comfort grip die grinders. We got the 4-piece pry bar set. This is the newer version with the striking end cap. Here are the different sizes. I think those are pretty nice, actually. I have considered getting a set, but I just don't have an immediate need right now, so there's no point in me grabbing it. Let's see, what was the other items here that stood out to me? So they got the cordless grinder. If you're looking for a cordless grinder, 7,000 RPM. Buy one orange die grinder, get the other orange one for free. So it is a buy one, get one free on the die grinders, but they come in at $190.15 for that price. I think you can probably go another route, but if you're looking for a professional lineup with comfort grip, not a bad way to go. Here's something that I need to get. I need to order this actually, so I am going to take a screenshot of this because when I'm doing engine swaps, there are certain times I need to take the oil or the cooling jacket plugs out with, and I could use that set. Made by ADV, 9150, all day, baby. Here's another thing, 6-inch heavy-duty work shears. These work shears are going to come in handy. My little van plier scissors that I have are borrowed all the time, so I may consider picking up another set just for S&G purposes. The hole saw bit set, I actually have that. This is a newer edition. I think they give you an extra size in there. I'm not worried about that too much. They have a mediocre tap and die set. This magnetic test lead set does come in handy, but that's the 2-wire, not the 3-wire. I like the 3-wire better. Or no, do I have 4-wire? It might be a 4. I thought it was 3. I think it's 3. I think it's 3-wire. Let's see, then they have a diagnostic cart. They got some Oakley sunglasses. They got a vise. They got some jackets and sweatshirts. But in the back of the catalog, I did order the clock as well as the Boss 429 Mustang diecast. I got a couple of diecasts here at the house. The first one I picked up was this Cornwell. I think it was a 100th anniversary special, but it was the Dodge Charger. And then most recently I picked up the 711, what was this, a 70? Sometimes they write it on here. 66 GTO. But yeah, I got this one, which was a, oop, I flip it around. Yeah, this was a 70. So this was a 70 Charger. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I love these die-cast cars. In fact, I even showcased the Trans Am one that we got from O'Reilly's the other day. I actually did ask the shop if it was cool if I had it. They said, no, that's for display. But it would have been cool. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and answer the Gunny's question now. Hey man, been meaning to ask, maybe you can do a video because you are a veteran. How old is too old to start in the automotive industry? I'm a Marine on active duty. I'm at 16 years of service. Gunny, and will retire at 20 years of service. I'll be 44 years of age. Do you think that's too old to start? I would still have to go to school, but I've been turning wrenches since I was 18. I'm 40 now. Just looking towards the future. Thanks in advance. All right, so no, I don't think that 44 years old is too old to step into the automotive industry. If I remember correctly, Tommy was in his early 40s when he got into the automotive industry. We'll get some clarity on that, and I'll ask him about his opinion sometime tomorrow. But I don't feel like it's too old. In fact, one of the older guys that we did have at my community college was in his 50s. I don't know how long he stuck with it or what the initial game plan was, but I think he wanted to try to partner up with somebody to own his own business. It depends on what direction you want to go. I would urge and encourage you that if you do want to get into the automotive industry, rather than using your Montgomery GI Bill, try to get your foot in the door at a dealership or a lube shop. I know it's hard to say that to get into a lube shop, but you got to start from somewhere, right? You got to show that you're having your wages federally garnished by the man in order for you to have credibility to go towards the dealership as experience. A lot of guys don't have a lot of experience outside of backyard wrenching, which is what you have told us today. And that's not always a surefire way to get in somewhere. But it is a good thing that you've actually been wrenching on your own for, since you were 18 years old, so that is going to help you out a lot. There are online courseworks that you can do, like there's O'Reilly's and Valvoline, and then I don't know all of the online resources that are currently available. I just know there's a lot. And I know that we're going through a pandemic, but there actually was some physical coursework that you could go to and pay to go to get extra certifications or extra knowledge in this automotive trade. I know that there's going to be some guys that have been following me for a little bit that could possibly share with you various websites that they've gone to that provide adequate information and resources for you to learn and at least get some kind of certification, so that way you have something to bring to the table outside of your backyard experience from the age of 18 moving forward. Also, see if you can't get some recommendation letters from like family and friends whose vehicles you worked on, because that will help out a lot. I also had somebody that was 18 years old that was asking me this almost the same exact question the day before, and I didn't get a chance to put it in an answer or in a video, but I guess we'll go ahead and tie both in today. So he's going to be 18 here, or he is 18 here, and he's getting ready to get out of high school. He went to the automotive program in high school and wants to know what kind of various steps that he can take along the way to try to get his foot in the door at a dealership or a shop. Kind of the same question, but two different age categories. Same exact answer really applies. Try to get your online coursework done, try to get some certifications if you can. I know that it's not immediately available to you because you don't have 2 years of federally garnished wages to get ASE certified. That doesn't mean that you can't take the ASE examinations and get your ASEs. You can still get your ASEs, you just can't wear the patch for 2 years. So either one of you can still take ASEs. You can sign up for that, take the ASEs, pass those tests, and even if you didn't have any experience, it's at least something that you can put in your resume and bring to the table. And if you group your tests in one shot versus doing them eeny, meeny, miny, mo, a little over here, a little over there, then you can actually save a few bucks that way too. If you're not sure if you're going to be able to pass the ASE exam, there are ASE practice tests that you can order online through the ASE website. Delmar actually makes a training book series that you can get that's available online. Though I feel like they're a little bit outdated. The information really hasn't changed too much as far as their books are concerned, but the information that you're testing against at the actual ASE test center has changed. So I would lean more to the ASE website for those practice exams. Just take them over and over and over, do some research. Maybe there's an ASE practice YouTube channel that you can listen to in the background while you're working of Q&A. Then trying to go from there and see if that can't help aid you in passing those tests. Try to get as much education as you possibly can without physically having to pay for education, I guess is what I'm saying. Yes, you could go to school, and school is not something that you should discredit because it definitely helped me out a lot. But there are certain extenuating circumstances that can lead you into this profession without having to have the college background or the college aptitude. Like I said, most dealerships are going to send you to their own training as it is, and they're going to pay you to go to that training. And that getting paid to go to training is a lot better than paying to go to school. Am I right? So I would look into these two things. If you are looking to go to college and utilizing your Montgomery GI Bill, I would strongly encourage you to look more towards some kind of an electrical program. Everything's pretty much going electrical nowadays. Software engineering would be really cool, but I don't know how much that's going to aid right now in the automotive trade, even though a lot of things are computer integrated. I just don't know how much is going to be very useful to you when you get into the field, because obviously mechanically taking something apart and electronically troubleshooting something, we are not at that complete computer software, engineering point just yet. We're getting there, but we're not there just yet. So how old is too old to be a mechanic? I really want to tell you, it all depends on how old you feel. Because even people that are in their early 50s feel like they still have another 50 years to go. It's unfortunate that there is a stereotype of how old is too old in this industry, and I would beg to differ, and feel free to differ with me all you want down in the comments. But I would say that most employers are not willing to hire somebody in their 50s because you're more of a liability than you are somebody that's potentially going to make them money in the long term, if that makes sense. When you're 50 years old, you're more prone to injury, you're more prone to heart failure, you're more prone to like diabetes, you're more, there's so many different things that are involved as you get closer to 50 that make you a non-likable candidate as far as an interviewee stepping into a new industry. It makes it a big challenge for those that are retiring to try to find work in other industries in the trade field as a result. I'm not saying that you're too old. What I'm saying is society has depicted that you are too old. So if you can go to Denny's and you're able to eat on that senior menu, you're probably too old, and the chances of you getting picked up by anybody are going to be slim pickings. But I can say the same exact thing about somebody fresh out of high school with zero experience. Somebody with zero experience fresh out of high school is going to have the same exact turnaround point as somebody in their 50s. Well, they have no experience, they're too young, they haven't lived long enough to know if this is going to work for them. So these are two extremes. These are two extreme measures that we're covering today. But I want to hear from you guys. Feel free to put it down in the comments. Make sure to check the description for the Amazon affiliate links that I posted and shared with you guys. Hopefully get some coupons, save a little bit of money. Make sure you put down in the comments if you are somebody that's either a young buck or an old dog, and how do you feel about various ages working in this trade specifically. That's all I got for this video. Thanks so much for watching my channel. We appreciate your support and you helping others by sharing your feedback. Cheers, and we'll see you guys next video. Deuces.